The weekly press briefing of the Foreign Office. I wish to begin with the 7th edition of the multinational maritime exercise Aman 2021 being held in Pakistan, North Arabian Sea from 11 to 16 February 2021. Aman is a major multinational exercise organized by Pakistan Navy every 2 years since 2007. The exercise aims at collectively working against human trafficking, smuggling of narcotics and weapons, and terrorism in the region, intensifying operational drills and maneuvers countering non-traditional threats, improving upon joint operations at sea through effective maritime domain awareness, enhancing operational skills and interoperability in a diverse maritime environment, discussing development of blue economy under a secure and sustainable environment, and highlighting the significance of China-Pakistan Economic Corridor and Gwadar Port. With 45 countries participating, the exercise will help foster shared vision for maritime security in the Indian Ocean. Coming to the high-level engagements during the week, Prime Minister Imran Khan held a telephone conversation with the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi and Deputy Supreme Commander of the UAE Armed Forces, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan. The two leaders reaffirmed the existing close fraternal ties between Pakistan and the UAE and reiterated the resolve to further solidify and strengthen bilateral cooperation. They also exchanged views on COVID-19 pandemic and the regional as well as international issues of mutual interest. The foreign ministers of Iceland and Chile called Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi with regard to their two mountaineers who went missing during the K2 expedition. The foreign minister apprised his counterparts on the efforts being made by Pakistan to locate the missing Icelander and Chilean mountaineers. These efforts include a number of search flights by Pakistan Army aviation helicopters amid challenging weather conditions over a treacherous terrain. The foreign minister reassured that no effort will be spared and all possible support will be extended in search and rescue operation. The efforts made by the government of Pakistan were acknowledged and greatly appreciated by the foreign ministers of Chile and Iceland. During the call, bilateral relations were also discussed and it was agreed to remain engaged to enhance cooperation at the bilateral and multilateral fora. As part of the government's economic outreach initiative, the fourth virtual envoys meeting on economic diplomacy was organized by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The meeting, chaired by the foreign minister, focused on Europe, emphasizing the growing importance of geoeconomics in the international politics. The foreign minister highlighted economic diplomacy as a key component of modern diplomatic practice, highlighting the government's continued efforts to attract foreign direct investment. The foreign minister noted that in the last 2 years, Pakistan had climbed 39 positions in the ease of doing business ranking. The United Nations has recently issued 27th report of its analytical and monitoring team. The report vindicates Pakistan's long-standing stance on threats posed to Pakistan and the region by groups like Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, Jamaat-ul-Ahrar, Hizb-ul-Ahrar, and their affiliates based in Afghanistan. Pakistan, in the past, has drawn attention of the international community to the support provided to TTP and its affiliates by the hostile intelligence agencies. Pakistan has also raised the issue of cross-border attacks carried out by the TTP on security forces deployed on its side of the border. Pakistan acknowledges UN monitoring team's efforts in exposing the hostile agencies' sponsored collusion of anti-Pakistan elements in Afghanistan. Pakistan expects that a dedicated effort will be launched by the Afghan National Defense and Security Forces and the Resolute Support Mission to neutralize this threat emanating from Afghanistan. Pakistan stands firm in its resolve to partner with the international community against the menace of terrorism. Now, coming to the situation in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the Kashmiris continue to remain under the inhuman military siege for over 18 months now. Extrajudicial killings of young Kashmiris in fake encounters and staged cordon and search operations is becoming a new normal in IIOJK. Even the bodies of Kashmiri Shohda are not handed over to their families for proper burial in violation of all humanitarian norms. In a new law, India has started charging the family members asking for dead bodies of their loved ones. Pakistan strongly condemns registration of a case under draconian laws against the father demanding the dead body of his son Athar Mushtaq Wani, who was martyred along with two others during a fake encounter in Lavepura area of Srinagar on December 30th, 2020. As part of Pakistan's sustained diplomatic outreach, Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi has once again approached the President of the United Nations Security Council and the UN Secretary General to apprise them of India's continuing gross and systematic violations of human rights in IIOJK. The Foreign Minister underscored India's unlawful campaign to colonize the occupied territory and its belligerent and hostile actions against Pakistan, including persistent ceasefire violations which pose a serious threat to peace and security in South Asia. He also highlighted India's state sponsorship of terrorism and its global disinformation campaign against Pakistan. The Foreign Minister has called upon the Security Council to urge India to immediately lift the continuing military siege and rescind the illegal and unilateral actions in IIOJK. 2. Remove restrictions on fundamental freedoms including movement and peaceful assembly. 3. Immediately release incarcerated Kashmiri political leaders and allow them to express the wishes of the Kashmiri people. 4. Free all arbitrarily and illegally detained Kashmiri youth. 5. Freeze and reverse the new domicile rules and property laws designed to change the demographic structure of IIOJK. 6. Remove the draconian laws enabling Indian occupation forces to continue human rights violations with impunity, including extrajudicial killings in fake encounters. And 7. Allow access to the occupied territory to the UN observers, international human rights and humanitarian organizations, observers, and the international media. Like every year, 5th February was observed all over the world to express solidarity with the Kashmiri people and in their just struggle for the right to self-determination. To express solidarity with our Kashmiri brothers and sisters, Prime Minister Imran Khan visited Kotli Azad Jammu and Kashmir and addressed a large public gathering. The Prime Minister urged the international community to hold India accountable for its crimes against humanity in IIOJK and take steps to resolve the Jammu and Kashmir dispute in accordance with the relevant UN Security Council resolutions. The Prime Minister reaffirmed that Pakistan would remain unshakable in its solidarity with the Kashmiri people until they realize their inalienable right to self-determination in accordance with the relevant UNSC resolutions. President of Pakistan, Dr. Arif Alvi, also visited Azad Jammu and Kashmir and addressed a session of the AJK Legislative Assembly in Muzaffarabad. Addressing the Assembly, The President reiterated that Pakistan will always stand with the Kashmiris and will never leave them alone in their just struggle against the Indian oppression. The President also led a solidarity walk along with the AJK Prime Minister Raja Farooq Haider and the AJK President Sardar Masood Khan. To mark the Kashmir Solidarity Day, Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi also led a huge rally from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The Chairman Senate, the Speaker National Assembly, Governor Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Federal Ministers, parliamentarians, officers and officials of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and people from all walks of life joined the rally. The Foreign Minister and the Foreign Ministry organized a photography and culture exhibition to express solidarity with the Kashmiris and to pay tribute to their resilience in their struggle for self-determination. Pakistan missions around the world also organized seminars, photo exhibitions, webinars, and engaged with the media, think tanks, parliamentarians, and policy influencers to highlight the egregious human rights violations taking place in IIOJK. In this regard, an important development was the legislative resolution passed by the New York State Assembly to make New York the first state in US to recognize 5th February 2021 as Kashmir American Day. The ambassadors of the OIC Contact Group on Jammu and Kashmir also met in New York on 5th of February 2021 to commemorate the Kashmir Solidarity Day. In his keynote address to the OIC Contact Group ambassadors, Foreign Minister Makhdoom Shah Mahmood Qureshi thanked the OIC for effectively articulating the voice of the Islamic Ummah in solidarity and support with the Kashmiris. The OIC Contact Group of ambassadors reiterated OIC's unwavering support to the just cause of the Kashmiri people. And now, let me conclude this briefing by extending our warmest felicitations to the leadership, the government, and the people of our all-weather friend and strategic cooperative partner China on the occasion of the Spring Festival and Chinese New Year. I thank you very much, and I'm happy to take